So we're going to go over 3 layers of additional security. The first one is employee cybersecurity training. This is something that a lot of businesses are not currently doing. We found out that one of our clients here does do that really well, which is fantastic. But I can bet that most of us aren't, which is totally understandable. But once we start looking further into the data, 95% of breaches are caused by human error. That's a staggering statistic when you think if this person may have been trained, maybe that breach would not have occurred. So we went over the physical traditional layers, and what is the purpose of those is to limit that human error, right? Our goal is to have that secure-type spam filtering stop that email from ever coming in so the employee never makes the mistake, right? That's the purpose, and that's a great benefit. And when you think about it, a client with SonicWall, which is almost all of our clients, would have stopped 900 attempts on your network that are encrypted trying to get through. So that's 900 attempts that could have been, for the year, 900 attempts. And those are points that could have been errors, right? 900 additional things that the employee could have made a mistake on. But now those are blocked. But that's not all of the issues, right? Who was here last year for it? Okay, nice. So we had a couple, nice. The guy who came is an ethical hacker. So he finds ways to hack into businesses to exploit those weaknesses. So he went to a very prominent bank in either Lakeland or Tampa, I forget, and he had a whole stack of papers drenched with coffee. And he goes into the lobby and he's like, oh my gosh, I have a presentation in 10 minutes down the road. I just ruined my documents. And he has a flash drive. Can you please print these out for me? Like, I need these printed. Like, it's right down the road. The lady didn't ask any questions. He did this to about 5 or 6 different banks. Took the flash drive, plugged it right into the network. Because that lady had no idea what it was. But if he was a true hacker, he could have encrypted the entire network with the software. Because it says, PDF, Word presentation. So she clicks on that to download it because this is his presentation, and boom, ransomware throughout the network, and he runs out the building. So that didn't happen because he's an ethical hacker. So he said, hey, make sure you don't do that because this could have been an issue. Another example is he went to Starbucks and wore a shirt that said hacker. And I'm not even joking. It was hilarious. I have the whole video. I'll send it to you guys. And it said hacker on it. And he sat in the back and he set up a fake wireless network that said Starbucks 1 or whatever. And someone connected to it. And he's like, whose bank password is blah, 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 blah. And the person freaked out because he was just trying to he was trying to pay a bill through his bank. He said, don't worry, I'm an ethical hacker. I'm not going to steal your data. Change your password. This is what you did wrong. So it just goes to show that without that training, how are we supposed to know not to plug in flash drives? Or how are we not supposed to know what a spear phishing emails looks like? We wouldn't. So that is a key reason why employee cybersecurity training, one of the layers, is so important, and we'll be rolling it out. So what are we going to include with the cybersecurity training? Because cybersecurity training, okay, but what does that mean, right? We're going to start with a baseline security awareness training for all of your staff. This is probably the most extensive part of the training. It's a yearly, about 1 hour training. And a lot of it's with case studies. It's not just facts. It's, okay, these are some examples. This is what happened. This is what to look out for. So that's your baseline awareness training. After that, we're going to have weekly about 1-minute trainings to show, okay, these are some up-to-date things that are happening with cybersecurity to keep all our staff up to date on the latest and greatest issues.
By video.
By video. It's going to come via email. We're also going to provide simulated phishing attempts, right? So this is going to actually pretend to be someone else, or it's going to pretend to be OneDrive or Dropbox or whatever it may be, to see if people click on it. There's going to be obvious errors in it, like who's the from email address coming from? Why is the image in low resolution when it's a big multi-billion-dollar company? Things like that. So they're going to be pretty convincing to see who's clicking on it. And that's going to give us a baseline score for each employee, right? So what is your score? Is it on the lower end, 100, or is it on the higher end, 900? So on the lower end employees, it's like, okay, we're not going to reprimand you or anything. It's just let's get you some more training. And there's custom training for each score level. Does that make sense? Okay, awesome. And then we're going to have written security policies. What does the policy at your organization look like? What should employees be trained on? That way you can have them look that over from day one. And then like I mentioned before, it's going to measure risk, employee risk. This is not a way to get anyone in trouble. It's just to give management an idea of where their employees are and how they can benefit their employees when it comes to cybersecurity awareness training. So don't get worried, Will. Okay, moving on. Okay, so that way we can go from, oh no, I messed up, to, it's a lot slower than I expected. One more time. See, I'm not falling for that. Okay, good. This is a lot funnier when I was putting the slide together. Well, that's okay. That's all right. I got a few. So.